Got my first tournament next week, so I'm feeling as close to 100% as I have since surgery. Speed, I think, is almost there. Strength, obviously, that's got a ways to go, but I'm feeling pretty good. So heading out to the golf course today, I'm gonna jump on Dan's FlightScope and dial in my driver a little bit. If you remember from my fitting, the driver, we just kind of set it to where I was at, knowing that I get some speed back and I'd have to play around with the weights. I've been playing around with the weights on my own, just eyeballing, but it's time to jump on FlightScope and get these numbers and dial in this driver properly so it's optimized for tournament play next week. Might as well grab last year's M3 just for reference, and who knows, maybe this shaft could do me some good. I mean, I like what I'm using, but always fun to compare. Gotta warm up first, can't jump straight into FlightScope with driver. That'd be stupid. Warmed up, so now I've got the tools that are necessary right now. Drivers, shafts, wrench, FlightScope here. This kind of ties into the video I made last week about tournament preparation. I've got a tournament starting on Tuesday. Today's Friday. I've done my technical work leading up to today, and I feel really confident with how I'm swinging it. So now it's time just for the free-flowing preparation. So yeah, I'm gonna dial these in. I'm not thinking about my swing. I'm just gonna be making golf swings and dialing this into the best setting now that I'm swinging better. And that's kind of it. I'm not thinking about technique anymore. I'm gonna drive up to North Carolina on Sunday, and I'm gonna check out the course maybe Sunday evening, play a practice round Monday, and just get a feel for the golf course, a feel for playing it. And I'm not paying too much attention to my technique right now because it's feeling good. So right now it's just maintenance time and dialing in time. So I've been playing around with the weights a little bit of late, and I have this set, I think. I'm hitting it really well. I don't know if the numbers are great. Standard loft, 9 degrees, the weight right up to the front, and then in the draw. So let's see what kind of numbers this gets. Off the toe. Well, my club head speed's up a little bit. That was 113, and that was just smooth, so that was good. 285 carry, 328 total, launch 11, spin 22.9. So that's actually pretty good for off the toe. But I mean, obviously, when we're trying to dial in these drivers, yeah, when we hit it great, that's we know what it does. But it's the misses. It's managing the misses. My miss is a little right with some spin, so if I can keep that in, then that's what I'm looking for here. So a little off the toe. Let's see what happens when I hit it solid. A little off the toe as well. That was on a rope. Carry's a little down. Launch was down. Spin was quite down. Club head speed up. Ball speed up a little bit. All right. See, that's the miss. That's gonna have so much spin. A bad swing miss. That's what I really, just for curiosity's sake, I'm gonna play around with it and put it basically the way that I had my M3 set. So the weight's just kind of evenly across the middle. Let's see what this does. So bad. That feels terrible. See, playing with the weights, obviously it's going to feel different at the top of the swing, and it's just going to, that was just off the heel. Crappy. A lot of shots off the toe today, which is really strange. I haven't done that in a long time. See, that setting is terrible. Just feels awful. But here, for curiosity's sake, I'm gonna go to my M3 the way it was set before switching. So right up until I got hurt, let's see what kind of numbers this gives us. spins down. Wow. It's funny how, I mean, admittedly, I'm not swinging it very great at the moment. Not hitting it solid. But wow, that feels so different. Like the M5 just feels better. That one was good. That's the ball flight I like. This is really good. Kieran did a great job fitting me into this. But now let's have a little fun and put that hazardous shaft into this head and see what kind of results we get. Because this was one thing that we had as like a contingency plan when it came to our fit earlier, last month, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, was if this wasn't performing. This shaft has always proven very good for me. I've used it 2017 and 2018. So curiosity's sake, let's see what it does in the M5. Woo. Wow, that felt awesome. Speed was up a little bit. It's just not carrying a lot. That was my miss. Kind of stuck inside off the toe, push spinny. See, that carried a lot more than that. Spun a lot less. I think I might be going back to this shaft. Because the miss is what matters. So I just launched this shaft a little lower than the IZ. In a bit of a pickle because both are performing well and it just comes down to feel. I kind of like how this feels, but the miss on this is better. Let's see what just a few tweaks does. So just move the weight. Instead of it being right at the front, just move it back a couple notches. Whoops. See, moving that just a little bit spins too much on a good strike, so we know that is not a setting. Let's go back to the IZ and see if I can hit it on the center of the face, not the toe. Because I'm kind of in one of those places where either could work. I think just through my experience as being a club fitter and eyeballing myself hitting this for the last week, I found a good weight setting, especially being able to do it out on the golf course with a few balls, having to hit shots. So I think this is a good setting, but let's just see if I can hit it off the center of the face. Whoops. See, that's that blooped right. See, it spins more when I bloop this one right. That's the only, obviously, downside. That wasn't a good golf swing. So let's do one last one here, and I think I'm stuck on this. Oh, that one didn't show up. That was so good. Whoop. Stuck on that one. Though it spins more when I make a bad golf swing, it holds its line more than that one does, than the hazardous does. I find when I bloop the hazardous, it just keeps going. Whereas this holds its line from being out on the golf course. I've experienced that as well. I mean, the numbers aren't perfect, but that's sometimes what happens when you are hitting a lot of drivers in a row. The hazardous did feel good, but I just didn't like the visual of it, I think. Whereas this, like I said, I've played with it a lot now the last 2 weeks. The miss works. It goes a little higher, it spins a little more, but it still kind of holds its line. And when I hit it well, it goes really, really far. So I like that. Little caveat to the video, now that I'm up at Rocky Mount, I'm on the golf course on the 18th hole, and I've been playing my practice round with hazardous in the driver, and it's staying in the bag. I'm hitting it really well. Like, I can shape it, and even ones that spin a bit too much and ones that are smashed, they're going roughly the same distance. It's proven really well. Like, here's 2 dispersions. Smooth one, stepped into that one on the 18th hole par 5. So hazardous in the bag this week, not the IZ. The numbers, yeah, smash is down, but that could be range balls maybe. My club head speed, it's getting back up there closer to 115, 116, so that's a good sign. Hopefully in another month or so can get closer to 120 and keep this thing smashing. That's kind of the process. I've never been one to really dink around on FlightScope a lot, but it is very helpful. I want to start using it a lot more, that I have it around in my backyard, basically. I hope this was informational. I hope you learned a little bit about dialing in a driver. Again, I got lucky because of my experience as a fitter. I kind of knew what I was looking for, and I think I found a weight setting I really do like. So I'm going to keep working on that. Maybe bring this shaft with me and just kind of play with it on the course and see if I can play that more a little bit, because I do have a lot of trust in that. That's kind of where I'm at for when I'm going up to Rocky Mount this in a couple days. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to see how I play in Rocky Mount. And let me know if you like this kind of content, because we can certainly do a lot more of it. And I'll see you in a couple days.